Welcome to Cyberpunk 2030 A Better Tomorrow。
Okay. No chunky soup.
It's semi-chunky. You don't take
Okay.
all of the potatoes. You just take most of it.
Okay.
It sounds
That was
good.
a
That does
heck of
sound
a
good.
thing to come in on.
We're talking about soup.
I
Yes.
know
Delicious soup.
that now.
Yeah.
Soup lie.
I bring everybody on over, and Brittany's like, "Was it chunky or something?" And I'm like, "Wait,
Yeah.
whoa! I came in at the wrong moment." And then of course he expands, that the soup and whatnot. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways,
Yay.
oh,
Yep.
Callie managed to sneak in there. It looks like she's still doing her settings. We'll get her put in on this side. So, we are back. We are live once again. Sorry for a little bit of a delay getting everything over. I was finishing up some notes for tonight.
Well, did you get your hard drive?
I did.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
Nice.
So as I was actually talking to Brittany about that a couple days ago, and when I went back and looked at the difference between the drive sizes that I had an old 2 terabyte, and I just picked up a 4 terabyte drive. Pretty much everything we had done up to, I think, early 2023 or something, all fit on the first 4 terabyte drive that I got.
Yep.
So this new one's going to last me quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, does somebody want to give us a recap?
Let's see here. I had a marvelous time at the beach while all of you guys went out and worked.
Yeah, pretty much. No, see, I can read it off. It looks like Shelley did the notes. So yeah, it was the pork chop theorem. So Octavia and Ghost had finally healed up from injuries had in games past. Let's see. Sam woke up to her phone ringing. It was from Syntax, providing information about the previous job that had been done, and wanted to talk about another job that was going to be done. Stolas woke up and had a hairstyle like he was from Whitesnake. The group met up with Syntax at a Captain Caliente, got information regarding a possible location that we would need to find, but there was a dude who we would need to find first to locate it, named Tybalt Ross. And he used to work for Adric Robotics, apparently as the delivery man. So we went to his last known address. It was a kind of a ritzy corpo neighborhood. Got inside, and found out that Tybalt had been dead for a while. He was connected to his computer when he was killed, so it's possible that he was fried by Soul Killer or killed in some other fashion, like the other executives at Adrec. We got some information from him from his wallet and found out that there was a special covert assault APC in the garage with the logo on the van for Pork Chop Express. And all told, after going through all the information on it and on a computer that we retrieved and headed off to Syntax, found out that there's apparently some sort of institute or secret research, something or other, up in the the Four Peaks area, I believe. The Four Peaks Summit, northeast of Phoenix. Seems like this guy, Tybalt, was a driver who may have been driving supplies, but was definitely driving VIPs using that APC to and from that location. So, seems like that's the way to get in, but we have no idea what's actually there, and we're going to be waiting for Syntax to let us know if we should do something about that, if there's going to be another job that will be paid for.
Good
There you
recap. Okay. And just to check real quick, Callie, we've got your mic. You're okay for sound?
Thanks
Yeah,
for
should be
doing
good.
that, Bill.
Perfect. All right. Just making sure.
I just have a yelling toddler down the hall, so.
Oh, yeah. No problem. I just want to make sure we're good. Okay. So, all right. So this is what is currently happening. As they would say in a certain movie, hold on to your butts.
Good movie.
So, Dale, you are slowly starting to awaken.
Okay.
You are on a very hard surface. Feels almost metal-like. And you know when you start coming around, your head is foggy. It's got kind of a buzz, almost like you probably hit the special sauce a little too much at a party, and like kind of like you have that buzz, and then you hear someone take a metal cup to bars and start doing the tang 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 tang.
Are you in the pokey?
And then you end up hearing some guy's voice. Well, Doc, it's about time you get around.
Oh,
Late night of gambling again, eh?
wait, what? And Skulls tries to get up to look around what's going on.
So you get up and you're basically your head goes, no, I'm still dizzy.
Ugh.
You're clearly trying to recover, and so but you're still trying to push yourself back up. And as you look out, you're in what appears to be an old jail cell. We're talking like the iron wrought bars and the kind of like hand forged pins and everything.
Okay.
And the guy standing, in the clothes looks like he's jumped off of an old West set. He's got a star on his vest. He's got 2 6-shooters at his side, and he's just kind of looking at you, smirking. He's got that big kind of handlebar mustache coming down.
I guess I should say howdy, partner, but I don't know who you are or where I'm at.
And so he starts to chuckle, and he says, "Man, they sure did a number on you. Note to self, Doc: you can't be drinking that much when you're trying to win a hand." He says, "Do you think you're up and about, and I can release you to your own recognizance?" And he starts giving you kind of a wink, sort of thing, like.
Yeah, definitely. Let me just get my bearings here.
So he
Tries to
grabs he grabs like a set of old keys, on like this metal ring sort of thing, and he jimmies the lock open and pulls it open. He says, "Well, I figured I'd get some coffee ready in case you needed it or something." So hands you a tin cup with like some steaming coffee coming out of it.
much obliged. He goes ahead and drinks it.
Okay. So it is definitely strong. It is definitely caffeinated, but there is a funky taste to that.
What do you what you got in here?
And he says, "Well, that's the best black you're going to find here in town." And he says, the trick there though is the sock." And he points over to the container on like it's heating up on like an actual wood fire stove.
Yeah.
And you can see that like there was a sock in there that was straining the roast.
Oh, yeah, the sock, of course. Who could forget?
And he says, "Yeah, that was something my grandpappy he taught me before I came out here. It's been in the family ever since." Gives it kind of that flavor and that smoky aroma.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh boy.
Hey, what town am I And I am having problems remembering
So
things.
he
Apparently,
kind of he looks at you funny and he says, "Well, I ain't exactly a doc." And he kind of takes his fingers and pries open one of your eyes and kind of looks at it, real close, and then he starts kind of patting on your head a little bit, and he says, "I don't feel no like lump or knot coming up there." He says, "Boy, you must have hit that sauce something fierce." He says, "You're in Blackwater, son. Don't you remember nothing about last night?"
no, I guess not. If you could remind me, that'd
Well,
be great.
you're lucky I'm the law, and as a law-abiding citizen, I need to remind you of that. Otherwise, some less scrupulous fool would have taken your pot earnings. He says so. He pushes a small bag that's got something in it, and it's like an old mailbag.
Okay.
Small. It's not very big, and then he's got a belt that's got several rounds in it, as well as a pistol. He says, "Well, here's your effects. When you start to come about, you might want to take them." And he says, "You were up about $20 or so. And I wasn't at the card game, so I couldn't exactly say. But this is what they indicated you won, so this is what was left over the pot."
Okay. Thank you kindly. Right then. Anything else I should know before I mosey on out of here?
He says, "I think we got some new city slickers coming to town, so you might want to not con them into getting into a card game, at least not just yet."
Will do.
Much obliged.
Right. Goes ahead and starts to put on the belt and situate all that.
By the time you're getting your stuff situated, like the fog is starting to recess. Like you're finally coming about, so it's clear, especially in your own medical knowledge, without even making a roll, that wasn't alcohol induced.
Right. Okay.
No idea how you got here still, but it's the way it's clearing up. Like it's all starting to come to you. And even when you look outside, like the building you're in is like, it's got it actually has a permanent floor. So it's actually got stone on the floor and for like part of the wall, but then it's, reinforced wood structure. And then right outside, dirt road, sun coming up, and you can see wooden buildings across the street.
Okay, that's totally an old west town.
Totally an old west town. Yep.
Okay. What in the world? I gotta find out what's going on. All right then. So makes his way outside and he takes stock of what's out there on the street.
Well, it is the morning time, so you can see that people are. Some folks are starting to come into town. Either for to start their day one way or the other, starting their day off getting goods. So there's a little bit of foot traffic coming around. There's some folks tossing out old water out on the street, just and making it kind of muddy out here, very much like you would imagine a town start. In fact, you see a middle-aged woman walking along with some children ranging anywhere between like maybe 5 to 13, leading them on down the street like they're going to school to start the day.
Okay. Gotcha. Are there any? Let's see. He mentioned Blackwater. Okay. So first off, he goes ahead and it'll look weird, but he takes his hands and he's feeling around his head to see if he can feel for himself if he's in a brain dance or if something else is going on, if he can figure that out.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you start doing this, you're feeling your ears and your hair. Yeah. And then right at that moment, the sheriff comes walking out and he says, Doc, you forgot your hat. You don't want to bake in no sun now, do you?
That's what I was looking for. Appreciate it there, Sheriff. Grabs the hat.
And so so you get the hat and you got your you look at how you're dressed. You're actually dressed kind of slick for an Old West. Like you're not your run of the mill cowboy. Like the attire you've got on denotes a little bit of wealth, but not, so much so that this is like cheap clothing and, won't stand up. The hat you've got on is the gambler's hat. It's got kind of that long, rim around it and doesn't curve up on either side like a typical cowboy hat.
Oh my! I'll laugh if you're Doc Holliday.
Huh. Well, much obliged again. Guess I should be trying to make something of myself in town while I'm here. Don't remember if I even have a horse.
So as you're like still trying to make heads or tails of it, a woman comes walking past you. It's very obvious. She's a hooer.
Yeah.
With the low cut top and little bit of lacy shawl thrown over, just a feigned modesty. Her dress, of course, is in like red and black, lady of the night. And she kind of laughs. She's got a fan in one hand because it's already starting to get a little warm in the morning. And she says, "Why, Doc Holloway, did they just let you out of the jail?"
Why, yes, they did, ma'am. You'll forgive me if I forget your name. I meet so many people.
She says, "Well, I'm Mary May.
Mary May,
Although I can't imagine why you would forget, given the other night we spent."
Well,
Well, that's a good point. Being a doc, you'd think I know why, but gosh, if I, oh boy, to say you don't happen to know what happened to me last night? Why I went out of it, do you?
you should check your pants.
She says, "Oh, now why, Doc? Relying on a lady of the night to tell you your business?"
Well, I trust you wouldn't do anything wrong by me, ma'am.
She says, "Well, not if I want another night like I had. I wouldn't." but she says, you were hitting that corn liquor like nothing else, and you were up and kind of mocking them people that you were having a card game with, and one thing led to another. You passed out, and I guess here you are.
I see, corn liquor, yeah. Gets you every time, doesn't it?
Well, she says, "I wouldn't know. I don't exactly take to the bottle like that."
Well, speaking of which, might make my way back to the saloon. The sun's in the sky. Bound to be somebody who wants to lose $1 or $2 at cards again.
She says, "Boy, you just do not quit now, do you?" And she offers you her arm.
Well, ma'am, you can't make money if you quit.
And ain't that the truth? Why don't you see me over to the Gold Rush Inn, and we'll just make sure you get a proper cup of coffee. How's that?
Sounds great. As long as there's no socks involved. There's no socks.
So she waves that off and giggles. She says, "Oh, of course not. That's the sheriff's delicacy, not ours."
Delicacy. You're being very kind.
So she walks with you, and it's again Old West. Like you're going to have that kind of porch like setting, and then step down and step up. As you go across the buildings, onto the Gold Rush Inn. The Gold Rush Inn sits at the confluence right where most everybody comes in at Main Street. It's one of those. Buildings. The way it's set up, it's not set off to the side. It's set off so that you walk in and out right at the corner. It's got one of the biggest lots. It's one of the nicest looking buildings, very well established. And in fact, right across from that is where they have a stage, like a stage or whatnot, which actually has a permanent setting for people who get hung. But they also use that apparently for town meetings if they're trying to draw attention to something.
Okay.
If you're going to be typing, please mute.
Oh. Didn't
But along the post on either side of that, where they've got the hangman's noose, are want ads that have been nailed up there for people that they're looking for. She escorts you in.
Okay.
All right, so Shelley, you're waking.
Yes.
You're waking up in a bed. This is not your bed. It doesn't feel nearly as comfortable, but it is still a bed. The pillow is a little pokier than you would imagine. But the there's plenty of sheets. The room, as you're starting to wake up, it smells different. More of a flowery scent. Kind of it's kind of nice and pleasant, but clearly unfamiliar because your room where you stay it's not like that. When you too also have a fog about you in your head. You don't really recall how you got here or what exactly is going on. The sounds outside are faint, but you can hear some walking back and forth in the dirt. And as you start to come around and look, you are in a room. All four walls are wooden. There's a wooden chest of drawers off the side with a fairly big mirror. There is a dress stand in the room with a interestingly provocative outfit. One befitting somebody of a lady of the night.
Going to lift the sheets and look to see if I'm dressed.
You are dressed in clothing you did not go to sleep in. You are in basically like the old school knickers that you would find back then.
What the heck? Gonna sit up.
And then as you start to try to sit up again, your head is still not with you, and it's very heavy and foggy. You hear a pounding on the door.
Oh. Please, not so loud.
And the door comes open, and it's another woman sitting there. She looks like she might the way she is dressed, based upon everything that you see here, she's clearly more modest than you would expect, but she does have a corset underneath, which of course helps the girls sit up. Her hair is done up well enough, but otherwise she's not really revealing a whole lot. And when she enters in, she says, "Now, Mabel Connor, you get your butt up and start greeting them people as they start getting in. I ain't paying for you just to hang around here. You got to make sure you get your things in order."
Mabel?
And she kind of looks at you and she says, "What, you don't know your name anymore?"
I don't think that's my name.
And she says, "Now ain't the time to be joking. You got to make sure you earn your keep."
My keep? Where am I?
She's just like, ugh. She says, "You're in Blackwater. Is there anything else you want to fake like you don't understand?"
How did I get to Blackwater?
She says, "Well, I don't know exactly how you got to Blackwater. Probably like everybody else. You took a stagecoach. You took the train. But you wound up. But since we're asking questions, you wound up here because you were down on your luck, and you became a lady of the night. That was until some cowboy got uppity and cut you up, So now you're just a cut right hole. But you still got to earn your keep. So, girl, hurry it up. Get dressed. She closes the door.
Oh my God, I'm in the machine. Somebody tell me there is a Neo in this place. Going to look for my comms.
Sure. Now you look around the room. There's nothing there.
No phone.
Nope.
What the hell? I'm gonna start opening the dresser drawers to look for my real clothes.
Sure. There are clothes in here, all of which look like they will fit you, but none of the clothes that you recall ever owning are in any of these drawers.
Okay, I'm gonna look at myself in the mirror.
Okay. I mean, you look like yourself, just not dressed as you remember.
Okay. This is a dream. Just having a bad dream. Maybe secondhand dust from Stolas' stuff. This is what this is. She's gonna sit down on the bed and just kind of sit there and fold her hands, and just kind of wait for a bit.
Okay.
Try to wake herself up.
Okay. All right. So, Justin.
Yes,
So
sir.
you start to wake up. It is not comfortable at all. Your first thought, again, you have a very heavy head. Your first thought is like, wow, what in the holy heck did I drink? Good grief. And then you realize you're on dirt. And as you, because you can't really pick yourself up, but you can, I mean, you're starting to be able to move and you look around and you're on the ground.
Did she just toss me out of a moving truck or something?
And as you start to recover, there's this god awful smell. And you're like, ugh. That doesn't smell right. Ugh. And as you start picking yourself up, unfortunately with you, given how you've been waking up lately, being in different clothing doesn't really faze you. You're kind of expecting that at this point. So that is what has happened here. For some reason, you're wearing what appears to be a dirty button-up shirt of stained white. And when you start looking around, you're actually laying in a pile of horse manure. This is new.
Whatever this is horrible. He's never seen a horse.
Oh, you've seen a horse before, just not like a live one.
He'll get up and is everything where it's supposed to be?
No.
Does he have any new attachments?
No new attachments or anything like that. You're not wearing
he
the
have any
clothing. That
Old attachments.
yes, he still has that. Yes. But like you're in clothing you don't recognize, which is very dirty and stained, and now of course, horse manure all off the front. You are, when you're looking around, you were kind of laying up against the back of what appeared to be an old building with made of wood. Past that, you can actually see some rolling plains interspersed with a few trees here or there, and maybe an old looking house off in the distance. You can actually hear, horses nearby, but you can't see them. The clopping sounds.
He'll try and get up.
Okay. You're able to get up, probably a little bit quicker than the others, but you're still kind of dizzy.
He looks for the nearest bar.
Okay.
Hair of the dog that bit you.
Okay, 1 second.
Oh, and Doc, you got a reroll from me.
Nice. Thank you.
I like what I called you in the chat. Because I have a feeling that one of us is going to end up with a really bad pneumonia.
Oh, no. Yeah.
So, and I put in the Facebook chat everybody who's been revealed so far. So you have your working names. All right, so
Okay.
everyone else, same thing. You're starting to come to. Your head is very heavy. There's a bit of a spin there. Very dizzy, disoriented. You don't understand where it's at. You clearly have lost something. You don't remember how you got to this point. But as you start looking around, you can hear the footsteps of a horse. It's at an even pace, and you hear the sounds of wheels grinding along the ground as it's grinding dirt and a little bit of gravel here and there, and there's a little bit of a kind of a bump and whatnot. And as all of you wake up, you are in an overland stagecoach. And as you kind of like peek out the window a little bit, as you're like laying there and kind of you're either side and peeking out, you can see the passing by some old dusty looking buildings and people dressed similarly, like somehow you wound up in the Old West.
What in the cowboy hell is going on? I'm gonna look down at myself and like look at my arms and hands. I'm like, what? And I'll look at
none of that has changed, oddly enough. Davey's watching. He gave everybody a yeehaw. So Callie, you look at yourself. You look. You're in a dress, a modest one, so you're not revealing anything. You do have a bit of a like a satchel with you as well. The colors of your outfit are like a white and red or reddish and brown. So it's a little bit more fashionable for what you're looking here. If you had to take a first guess, maybe somebody who grew up on a ranch or around a ranch or something like that. You also have some gloves, but they're proper riding gloves. Not work gloves.
I'm guessing Sam's also dressed in yeehaw clothes.
What's that?
I said Sam's also dressed in yeehaw clothes.
Oh, everybody is. As you're looking around, so as you look at Sam, her outfit actually outclasses you. She looks like she actually has like it's sitting next to her. It's obviously not open, but she has the parasol. She's got the nice coat with the bustle underneath, and her nice dress. It's all white and silver looking. She has kind of a nice little hat. It's a little off kilter because again everybody's kind of like passed out or laying or whatnot. But she looks like she probably comes from money.
She'll just start laughing. She'll just be like, "You're wearing a bustle."
You look over at
what?
You look over at Amore. He's in a very typical kind of cowboy looking outfit, but you see a tin star on his chest.
All right, now I know we're in a fantasy land. You're the law. Okay, no.
Yeah. So he's and his outfit is white, gray, and black. with obviously an overcoat with it. He's also has a 6-shooter with a holster and bullets, kind of lining the belt. You look over. Actually, that was everybody. Yes.
I'm gonna look out the window and try to use my cyber eye to see if I can like zoom in and see if there's any signs or electronics.
Yeah. So you zoom in, like, first shot, and you see the first sign you see is Barber. Looking around, you see "Welcome to Blackwater" as you come walking in. You see it looks like the coach is coming to a stop in front of a place called the Gold Rush Inn.
Is there any sign of like touristy places would have, look like the Old West, but there would be just those hidden away, I don't know, like junction boxes for electricity or plumbing or anything that looks modern?
Great question. No, you see nothing here that looks modern.
Okay, did we get drugged? Is this Syntax? Syntax, did you put us in something? What is going on? People able to share brain dances? Is this a thing? Are we getting our souls fried right now?
And by the way, Mike's character would technically be here as well. He looks in a similar vein as Amori, like he's got kind of the typical kind of cowboy look to it. He, however, also has like the scarf, which he can conveniently, pull up in case something is about to go down, giving you the impression that for some reason he might be an outlaw.
Jerome, with my recording apparatus in my eye, can I like play that back, or do I need a computer to do that?
You would need a computer to do that. Oh, okay. Thank you for the resub, Davy Jones. Much appreciated.
This is weird.
Why are you dressed like that?
Why are we dressed like that?
Moore just kind of looks at the two of them and goes like, "What the fuck did you gals do while I was somewhere else? Seriously."
All we did was, what was the last thing we did? We talked to Syntax, right? You got your eye fixed? No.
Yeah, that day is the last thing you guys, now that you're thinking about it, that's the last thing you guys can remember is you guys got that vehicle, had your little what to do with Syntax and Rusty getting the cyberware installed, you guys getting back. There was talk about, waiting for like the next stage of the job, getting paid or something, and now you're here.
Oh, we got that swanky vehicle, and then...
Are we in Utah? Is this what Utah looks like?
Moore just looks at the two of them like,
The
gals are not ever going to live
marshal,
this down.
The marshal sheriff guy?
Okay, so if we're all here, that means we're probably all here.
Well, where's everyone else?
No, is this like a where's Waldo? We got to go find him?
Jerome, we're on the inside of the stagecoach, right?
That you are, yeah. It's coming to a stop, but you are currently all inside the stagecoach.
Is there a way that we can see who's driving?
No.
If you peeked your head out the window, but I mean, yeah.
But I guess we're stopping anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Do I have money in my pocket?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good, because I need a drink.
Where are you going? To find a pub.
Yeah, as soon as the stagecoach stops, she's going to get out of it as well as she can, and she'll just gather the dress up and hold it. Or if she's in rancher wear, then pants, that'd be much better.
No, well, I mean, you're in a dress, but you don't have like the full-on bustle or whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
so I'll just grab and...
You still probably have a corset, though.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Get out of there.
So when you guys exit, the coach ends up coming to a stop at the designated stage stop, or I should say the where it stops. Usually like at a post office or a train or whatnot. But in this case, like in front of the post office, some people come out and they're starting to get like the mail run and unloading the things and whatnot. They some Hispanic looking guy kind of mousy looking, but clearly there to, to earn a buck, working probably for the stagecoach company with Wells Fargo's and blazoned along the side. He gets down like 3 cases. And he just, he looks specifically at Sam and he says, "Here you go, señorita."
I'm going to speak to him in Spanish, and I'll say, "Where are we?"
He says, "Oh, you're in Blackwater."
Where's Blackwater?
Oh, I don't understand the United States all that well. I think it's in this place called Missouri.
Oh my god.
Missouri.
Oh my god. Really? Oh my. Oh, this just hurts thinking about it.
Wow, we're more than 48 miles away from Phoenix.
Yes, we are. We're not in Kansas anymore.
No.
Oh no. Oh
and,
no.
and basically, one of the guys from the stagecoach barks at the guy, and he says, "Juan, hurry it up! Stop pestering the clientele." And he's like, "Oh, see." And he just looks at her since he knows that she speaks Spanish, and he speaks fluent Spanish back to her, and he says, "Welcome to Blackwater, señorita."
Thanks.
Hotels. The boy just kind of looks at Sam and goes, "Hotel? Rooms?"
Is there a hotel nearby?
You just ask in general.
And I'm asking the guy.
Oh, the
Juan.
guy. Okay, yeah. And he's like, he kind of looks like confused for a second. And he says, "Is this a test?"
I don't know the city very well.
So he turns and he looks to the building, like right next to the depot where you guys got stopped, and he says, that is an inn. I think it says inn."
Thank you. And she looks to Amori and she points.
Ghost is gonna go up to the stagecoach driver. She's like, "So we were having a discussion, and we need to figure out who's right. But what year was this stagecoach built?"
And so he kind of looks. He looks at you kind of funny. And he says, I don't rightly know. I think this one was finished in 78.
That's great. That's an answer, but it's not really an answer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I was thinking it was 79, but all right.
Says, that's a little odd, Miss Sargent, but that's okay.
I know, it was just, long trips, boring. Find the most curious information.
So Ghost is Miss Sargent.
Yeah, into the inn. What was it, more like 78?
So, looking around.
This can't be real. This can't be real.
I mean, so you guys got some of the description, obviously, from Dale's interaction, but yeah. So right here is basically the confluence of town. There is clearly a rail depot that runs very close to where this is at, especially given the positioning of where the stagecoach has just dropped you off. The Gold Rush Inn sits right there at that corner, making it prime real estate for anybody coming in and out. There's people walking up and down each side of the street right now. Some people going to like the general store or getting some of their other business taken care of early. Like maybe they're going to a farrier to get some deal with their horse issues, or maybe a wagon or something. It is very much like any image you could imagine right now of an old west town. And the first thing in the morning, that's basically what you're seeing. Like occasionally see somebody throwing out water. You see a couple tents nearby that you see a couple tents nearby that that sit off of the road a ways away. You can see that the only people that occupy those tents are Chinese, leading you to believe what you might want to believe. But yeah, it's everything here looks, smells, and feels very authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Try as you may, Octavia, even clicking your heels, you are still here.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna get up off the bed, and after fighting with the corset, she is going. You're going. If anybody's outside, they're gonna see it flying out the window. She is going to try to find the most modest thing in that room, put it on, and barefoot it out of the room to try to figure out what the hell is going on.
Okay, so you are still in the process of getting dressed. Amore, as you guys are standing there trying to figure this out, you get pegged in the head with a corset.
He just
Probably
kind of
not.
looks up.
Probably not the first time.
He kind of looks over at where Ghost is, and he goes, "You didn't throw anything up in the air, did you?"
What? No, I'm gonna look to where it came from, based on trajectory and how it hit him in the face.
It came from a window on the second story.
Is somebody falling out of the window?
Nope.
He just picks it up and kind of looks over at the stagecoach driver. Is this normal?
So he shrugs. He's like, do I look like somebody who runs a brothel, sir? I apologize, but that ain't my repertoire.
So the Gold Russian's a brothel?
It has some of that as well, yeah.
Well, can the ladies safely stay there, or do we need to find somewhere else for them to stay?
He kind of looks around and he says, you're welcome to find any other place to stay. He says, I don't understand why Miss Sargent would need a place to stay. She has a place to stay.
There we go. Making a leap of faith here. A ranch, I assume?
And so he kind of looks and he says, sir, you been hit on the head?
Not lately. Well, he holds the thing in his hand. Well, yeah. And he just kind of chuckles to himself and goes, yeah.
And so he kind of folds his, from up on the stage, kind of, folds one arm over the side real quick while the others are getting the stagecoach ready to go again here pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, that there is Miss Mildred Sargent. Her and her husband own a ranch about a little piece over that way.
Thank you. I wasn't aware the lady was married.
And he kind of,
neither did she.
yeah, he looks to Miss Sargent, and he's like, well, she ain't no more.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Oh. Yeah, she's essentially awkwardly because her empathy is really low. I mean, it just hit 4 barely, so she's just like, yeah. Great.
As they're saying this, Sam looks at her hands like.
Some things don't change, apparently.
Sam,
and
you have got some amazingly classy-looking gloves.
Okay.
Are they not reacting
am
to
am I wearing a ring? Oh, he said senorita, so probably not.
Correct. You are not.
Okay.
Roy's just kind of going to chuckle and turn around and try and take it all in. And he's going to see if he's got any paperwork in his pockets while he does that. Pocket watch, paperwork.
Who, you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a pocket watch, and you actually have a wanted ad.
Of course. Do I want to guess whose picture's on that wanted ad?
There's a picture of somebody you don't recognize.
Mhm.
He goes by the name of Red Brian Bowman, wanted by the Union Pacific for theft and burglary.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's it lists it at $100.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at your badge is from the Union Pacific.
Yeah, I was kind of. Wow.
Jerome, how many of those cases are mine?
The 3 that were set down next to you, all 3 of them.
Okay. Would you mind helping me with my suitcases? I'd like to see what's inside, but not here on the street.
Oh, of course, I'll be happy to help you.
So you're gonna drag them inside the
No, I'm going to turn to the Hispanic gentleman and give him a coin or two and say, "Would you bring these inside for the lady? I'll take this one."
So he looks up at the guy who's, basically the person who was dealing. What do they call like coach master or whatever?
Hostler?
But basically the primary driver is the stagecoach, and he just goes. He's like, well, yeah, just make it quick, kid. Hurry it up. He's like, see. So he quickly grabs, 2 of the cases real quick and starts dragging them, into the Gold Rush Inn.
Do I make it down by now?
Yeah.
Do I see Doc anywhere?
Dale, you're in here at this point, sitting down, probably at the bar, with a proper cup of coffee.
Do I see him?
Although it is black as sin, so it's strong.
Does it taste like sock?
It does not taste like sock. It doesn't have any foreign protein in it.
Sock free.
Do I see him?
Protein.
So right about this time, you guys all start seeing each other, but there are other people in here as well.
Skulls!
Hey, yeah, come on over, join me, have some coffee.
She's gonna make a beeline for him, and she's going to grab whatever he has in his hand, and thinking that it's alcohol, she's gonna take a swig of it.
Oh, yeah, it's strong. Yeah.
Yep. So there goes the coffee.
What the hell?
And so
coffee.
The woman who was standing next to him starts, looking over Octavia, and she's just like, "Girl, you ain't gonna earn a dime."
Where the effing hell are we?
Apparently, Blackwater. Hey, how did you arrive here? Do you remember?
The last thing I remember is I was putting a new air filter into the new rig.
Keep in mind, you're having this conversation right around Mary May.
Okay.
Yeah. We're in some kind of, I don't know. We're in some kind of matrix. It has to be, or we all got dosed by Stolas' stuff, and we're having a bad trip together.
It's hold on a second. Mary May, if you'll excuse me for just a moment or two.
Oh, certainly, sure thing, Doc.
So he stands up and he takes oh my God, forgot. Octavia takes takes Octavia's like shoulder and like kind of leads her to like a spot that's away from others and is like, okay, so might not want to draw that much attention because don't know if we're being surveilled or something else, but I've got to figure something out first. What does? Wait! I gotta know you're you. So first, what does does Sam call you?
Ocho?
Thank you. Yeah, that's not recorded anywhere, so you're you. Okay.
I sure hope so. Are you?
Test me how you want. I'd fix your whatever if you needed to. I don't have the tools on me right now, obviously, but
Are we like in some kind of hooked up to a machine?
we almost
Or
have to be.
oh, are we all stoned on that orange shit?
This is too coordinated for something that's just chemical. No way.
They called me Mabel. They called me Mabel something.
So you have
I think
an
I'm a
identity.
whore.
I'm gonna just ignore you said that. So anyway,
No, seriously, you should see you should. They wanted me to put on a corset, which I threw out the window. Look at my clothes.
Right.
Where's
okay.
my leathers?
Where's my stuff? I mean, this is not bad, but still,
Actually, you look kind of you look a lot better than I do. I mean, I'm having a hard time keeping the girls in.
Right. Okay. So you were? Did you wake up in a room?
Oh my God.
Or, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because
Oh
I
my
woke
God.
up, and when I woke up, I had a headache and I was fuzzy. Did that happen to you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh,
And where are the others? Or is it just us?
Is that them right over there?
Yeah, and
She's gonna
right
look.
at that moment, you see kind of a mousy looking but very very durable Mexican guy come maybe pushing 19, dragging in some big cases sort of thing, real nice decorative looking cases, and followed by a very done up Sam.
Sam!
In a nice outfit and whatnot, and then of course Amori and Ghost come following through with an equally confused look on their face.
What the hell do you have on?
When Sam hears her name, she's gonna jerk up and look around, and then she'll be like, Ocho? Doc?
Okay, and it's you. Yeah. Funny meeting you in Blackwater. Let's grab a table and talk. How about that?
Is that like Blackwater,
Um,
Arizona? I mean, are we close
Blackwater,
to home?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Oh.
How the hell do we get
Wherever
here?
that is.
Roy's just kind of going look over at Octavia and mouth.
So,
Can we get a room?
I think that's an excellent idea. And he would escort the two ladies over to where it looks like the proprietor would be and make arrangements for a room.
I obviously already have one.
Yep.
You already have a room?
They made me a whore.
A what?
She's a lady of the night. She
A whore.
works here.
She's a whore.
And Roy's just shaking his head. They never learn to shut up. Never.
No, I'm gonna break this simulation.
I'm going.
Syntax is gonna let us out.
I'm going to kill her.
So,
seriously,
while you
I
guys
am going to
while
jam
you guys are
her
debating
frequencies.
that, while you guys
Let's wait till we're alone.
while you guys are debating that, so Justin, you have kind of stumbled your way, through one of the back alleyways. Needless to say, you see something very similar when you come out onto the street, and it's nothing like you expected. You are in an old west town. Thankfully, the place you apparently were crashed out behind is the bar. It's called the Longhorn. It's got
does he have a 6-shooter on his side?
You do not. You do feel that you have a knife, though.
Bandolier bullets, maybe?
Nope.
Aw, can't even get a shot. Stolas would actually know that because it's thematic for drinking.
Yeah.
Does he have any money on him?
Actually, since you're patting yourself down, no. But since you're kind of doing this, you're like, okay, what I need to take stock of what I have. You feel a pocket where there shouldn't be a pocket, and there is something jangly in it.
I take a look at it. What is it?
Keys.
Jail keys?
Keep in mind, none of them have logos or anything of that nature. They're just all like iron-looking keys.
It doesn't say Toyota.
Right. Nothing like that. No,
So
no
they
clicker
don't-
or anything of that nature.
No, they're old iron keys that are all custom for a specific lock and
Yep.
It's like the worst escape room.
Agreed.
I mean, maybe not the worst.
Either I got drugged and dragged out into the middle of the desert and they're gonna kill me, or brain dance. One or the other. Let's find out what it is. And you'll go into the bar.
Okay. So you come walking into the bar. Not many people in here. In fact, there's only like two. Both of them are crashed out on a table, which was not entirely uncommon. Sometimes people would just drink and they would crash right where they were at. Bartender on the other side, he's getting everything ready and starting to get put coffee on. He turns and looks at you and scowls and he says, "Milton, what in the hell are you doing in here?"
Am I not allowed to be in here?
"Hell no, you ain't got no money."
The passed out guy, does one of them have a shot, a bandolier on him?
Yeah, he does have a gun.
But like bullets on the belt or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
If he looks asleep, he's going to walk over. He's going to grab a bullet. He's going to go over to the bartender. "A shot, please."
And so he literally smacks that bullet down off the side. It's like, I ain't giving you no drink, no know-how. You just a vagrant and a pox on this town. Now get on out of here before I call sheriff. Get.
Yeah. Where do I live again?
Where don't you live, son? You're a vagrant.
That's right. Your mom last night. That's where I was. And he'll walk out.
Okay.
He does not go chasing the bullet.
I love that he's the only one who it's appropriate for him to ask that question.
Yeah.
And so as you come walking out, you just like turn randomly when you get out there. There's a man across the street, dressed not quite in very classic clothing, but very clean cut look. Maybe business owner, maybe like works for the city somehow, in some capacity. So well upkept, about 5'9", touch on the skinny side, and he waves you over and he says, Mr. Browning, come here, please."
And he'll go over. "So Milford Browning? That sounds a little familiar. I don't know why."
I think it was Milton.
Milton?
Just like Arnold Clay should sound a little familiar.
And he'll walk over. "Morning."
And he says, "Good morning, Mr. Mr. Browning. I trust you slept well."
Define well.
And then he goes,
I mean, a coyote didn't get me last night, so it must have been pretty good, right?
yeah. And so then he goes, "Oh, apologies. We didn't mean to deposit you in a suppository."
Okay. What can I do for you?
Oh, I was going to reunite you with the other guests. So if you could just follow me for a moment, I'm sure everything will be explained momentarily.
Alrighty. Is breakfast on you this morning?
I
could
believe
go
you
for a quick 2-egg over there at the Denny's.
I'm sorry, there is no Denny's here. Although there is an individual named Denny, but I don't believe he is serving breakfast at this moment.
Alrighty. I'll walk with you.
So he walks with you, down basically down one side of the street and then crosses over, to the Gold Rush Inn. And about this time, that's when you start to see, the others trying to, gather around off to the side somewhere, all dressed very differently as well.
As soon as I see him, she's gonna start laughing.
Ah,
This has got to be some trip. I'm convinced now. We're in the Matrix, because only in the Matrix would he look like that and smell like that. Whoo! I could. Whoa!
And of course,
Says the
he's
person who's looking like she's giving away for a nickel apiece.
so
Not by choice.
So he, following him, of course, you got the description of the individual following behind him. The man behind the counter, barks about Milton being in here, and the person who's with him says it is quite all right. It will be taken care of momentarily. We promise not to disturb your clientele, sir. And he's like, rah, rah, rah.
Hey guys, where's Viz?
He's here. Technically, he's here.
Yeah,
We already did that.
Yeah, he's with us. He's NPC in it.
Is he in? Is he? So he's in the saloon with them.
Yep, he looks like an outlaw.
Mhm.
Okay.
Won't it? Dead or alive.
And so the man following Stolas, who seems to be enjoying this encounter, whereas everybody else is like, "The hell is going on?" So he clasps his hands and sets it, it sets them in front of him, and he says, "Oh, good, you have all managed to find one another."
Moy just kind of looks at him and goes, "Rogue AI?"
And so he looks oddly and he says, "No, I'm unfamiliar with the term."
Oh, okay.
Sam will look to Stolas and say, "Friend of yours?"
No, I met him on the street. I was planning on pushing him into an alley and robbing him.
And she looks at the guy to see how he responds to that.
He looks a little surprised, but he says, "Oh, Mr. Browning, you certainly could, but given the fact that you are a vagrant, the sheriff would likely catch up with you rather quickly." Which, of course, brings us
on the way out.
Which, of course, brings us to the topic at hand. Welcome everyone. He says in a lower tone, "Welcome everyone to the park. My name is Sergey. I am your concierge, and here for your Wild West experience."
I was close.
Huh.
You're muted, Shelley.
So
Serge, you said?
we're in a brain dance.
Sergey.
Why are we in a brain dance?
You are not in a brain dance. If you would like to take a moment to feel upon your heads, and you will note that there are no external connections or rigging of any nature. Plus, brain dances are still rather primitive as of this point in time.
So how did we get here, and why was I given this job?
I swear, if this is that program we're looking for somehow suckered us in, and we're stuck in some amusement park. I'm so mad.
And
Sam looks at Sergey and she says, "How does this work?"
each of you have been given a role to live out and enact however you see fit. However, please do keep in mind that the world that you are in is a lived experience. It will react. It will act and react as you act accordingly. There are certain plots that you can interact with that will advance the overall story. You are free to interact or not interact with them as you see fit.
How did we get here, though? And who put us here?
He says, I do not have all the answers. I am merely your concierge.
I'm probably to blame, let's be honest.
You probably are.
How do we win?
But this is not a game per se. This is a lived experience. So there is
So
no
how-
clear winning or losing. Well, perhaps there is a way for you to lose.
How
Can
long
we
does it
die in this
last?
thing?
Oh, yes, of course. Your characters can die.
Okay, so I'd like
Characters or us?
That is a part of the lived experience of the park that you are in.
Okay, so can I exit?
Yeah. How do we get out?
Your packages have already been paid for, and for an extended stay.
That's
How long is that
right.
stay?
Yeah. How long is that stay?
He says, I am limited with what information that I have available for you, that I can supply. I will, of course, let you know that, again, this is a lived experience, so it will act and react to what you do and say accordingly.
Okay.
So who wants to put money down that this is something Syntax did?
So we're on a Wild
No
West
way.
vacation? Is that what I'm...
Who would put us in here?
Excellent, Miss Sargent. That is absolutely correct. And we do hope you enjoy your stay. Please make sure that when your stay is over, you rate us accordingly.
Great.
I get it. I get it.
Do tell.
Next time, you don't have to drop a man in simulated horse shit to get a point across.
And with that, he nods curtly, and he says, I will be around accordingly in town should you need my services for anything. Do enjoy your stay. And he
Sergey,
looks specifically at Stolas and he says, and do try to stay out of trouble.
Sergey, what services do you provide?
I provide limited information services, generally extended to the characters in which you play.
What is my character's name?
And he says, oh, I do apologize. You were not, it seems you were not properly briefed. He says, you are Alberta Burton. You are an aristocrat from Boston.
And
I appear
my
to be
story?
the town drunk.
He says, you have, your family comes from money, and you, my dear, came out west to start your own business in a world dominated by men.
Yeah, that sounds like you. So, what is my story?
He says, you, my dear, are Mabel Connor. You are a woman who was on the run, who came into town, down on your luck. You befell a cowboy who gave you the markings on your face, and now you have become, unfortunately, a cut-rate whore.
Roy would just kind of look at the concert and go, Arnold Clay, sheriff for UPS. Anything else pertinent?
Ah, yes, you are Arnold Clay. You are a railroad law enforcement agent here working on behalf of Thomas Durant. You're seeking one Red Brian Bowman for his theft and burglary.
I'm not supposed to sleep with the people here, am I?
And so he kind of tilts his head a little bit and he says, "Just what do you think that occupation entails? Clearly, you're not turning cards."
No.
It's an experience. We can choose to do what we want, but there's consequences based on what we do, like in real life.
Well,
I'm
apparently
not
I have a
gonna
ranch. I'll just
sleep
stay
with
there.
somebody I don't know.
Well, right. No, I get it. But I mean,
Don't
this
worry,
is where
they're
we are
just
right now.
robots. You can turn the vibration up or down if you want.
Well, will you shut up?
Octavia, just come stay at the ranch with me.
He says, yes, Mildred Sargent. She is recently widowed as of 2 years ago, on account that her husband Michael Sargent was gunned down in a range war.
And Stolas?
I get
I mean,
directions.
Milton?
She said. He says, Milton Browning is the town vagrant, nothing more, nothing less. He does have a few tricks up his sleeve, though.
Yeah, that sounds
We know
like
there is some justice.
Apparently, you
so-
got the cheap package.
Ouch.
And Doc?
He says, that is Roscoe Doc Holloway. He is a renowned gambler and wanders the Old West seeking fame and fortune. He is a bit of a scallywag and does have some skeletons in his closet, however.
Scallywag, huh?
Yeah.
So, where is your ranch?
That way. And I point the way the stagecoach I pointed. Can I get directions to my house?
Do we have access to transportation?
Of course. That is something you would need to utilize your in-character skills.
Okay,
And
so I have a new
resources.
job. I'm now your maid.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I'll I don't know, foster you. You can brush some horses. Is that what they do in those cowboy movies?
First, let's get a room. I'd like to go through my things and let's talk upstairs.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Do you want to go to my room?
No.
I
I have to
think
pay for that.
we'll get a new one. Just
And can I borrow some clothes?
He said,
sure.
at that point, before Sergei leaves, he says, might I recommend Miss Sargent's ranch home?
You guys can all come stay with me. I wonder how many.
Yeah, I mean, if
Agreed.
it's
But how
ranch.
far is it? And how do we-
Some miles. That's not far.
Then we'll need to hire
A survey.
a car,
A
horse
A
I
coach.
car.
don't think they have
Coach?
cars here.
Does anybody have any money on them?
Jerome, can I tell if I have money?
Oh, yes.
Like where I'm keeping the money? Can I tell where I'm keeping the money?
Yeah, did I find any money when I was
Yes.
going through everything?
Do I know where to find the money?
Hold on, let me pull it out.
yeah.
Do I have buckets?
Well, not only do you have a purse, but you have female pockets.
Okay.
So
Well,
those hidden like dress.
your character, quote unquote, was clearly savvy enough to realize you should probably keep it someplace up top, which is safe. So I mean, you clearly can feel like the actual like folds of some money.
great.
Oh my.
If you. Oh,
And same for Ghost.
Maury, could you ask how much a room is, or how much a
No, we're gonna take his
Horse.
advice.
Why
Car
get a
is-
room?
a
We
horse
Okay.
car?
go to the ranch.
Hang on a second. Maury will turn around. Arnold Clay, the railroad detective, will walk over to the proprietor and go like, "How much are your rooms, and how far away is Miss Sargent's ranch?"
So, he kind of, again, he's looking at you guys kind of funny because you can see, Miss Sargent's sitting over there. He says, I don't know why exactly she couldn't tell you herself, but it's about 4 miles down the road a piece.
She seemed distraught upon returning to this area. Probably-
Sure. As for rooms, we got a room available. It's $1 a night.
Okay. Alrighty. And the stable would be.
Oh, you're looking for like a farrier or whatnot? He motioned.
Yeah.
We got one right
What-
across the road.
Does he have I don't want. I think it's called a Surrey. I'm not sure. A
Wagon.
vehicle? No, a vehicle that'll hold 4 people.
You need to buy a wagon or something? Yeah,
About 6
sure,
people.
sure they got that.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
So he just
Walk back
nods.
Walk back out and where the people are.
Be right back. One second.
Mhm. Well, the ranch is 4 miles away. They only have one room.
I cannot walk 4 miles in this.
The stable's right outside, and I should be able to make arrangements for us to be transported out there.
All right.
How much do you think it would be?
He looks at it and goes like, "Yeah, I don't think they're taking credits here, but anyhow, I have some money."
Yeah, Sam.
I'm gonna play
Sam's
my part.
gonna.
Give the keeper some money so I can get some liquor.
Yeah, I don't think you need any.
I mean,
Stolas
I
is
can
going to
go
have
out and find cocaine. It is legal at this time, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is before they made cocaine illegal.
I understand why you might think that this is a good time to lose yourself, but I think we're going to need all of our wits together.
Yeah, for once.
Or we can just sleep
None
it
of
off
you-
for whatever days.
None of you get it yet.
I don't
What
want
were
to get
we
it.
it.
investigating?
Actually,
What were we spending days and weeks looking into?
Oh yeah, the amusement park. Yeah, I said that earlier. Oh, you weren't here. Just wondering if we somehow got that program already.
You think this is it? You think,
I think this is it.
you think
I
we're in it?
mean,
Why buck the enjoyment of actually going through something that no one else has experienced?
Because we can die in this and you need to take this seriously.
Because maybe it wasn't
We can
finished.
die from a random crossfire.
calm
Where's
down,
that picture?
people.
you'll see like
Down.
you'll see like fabric. She's like, it feels real. Like, look, it feels like feel the clothing. It's
Well,
I would
what
walk
if it
across.
was,
Plus, a bottle of whiskey is not going to kill me.
what if it's a program with bugs?
Anyhow, Amori walks across the street to the stable and makes arrangements for a buggy to haul us out to the ranch.
Okay. Well, keep in mind they don't rent those sorts of things, so you'll need to buy one.
Mm-hmm. And how much is he asking, and do I have the amount in my pocket?
Ghost, wouldn't you have somebody that would pick you up?
Who are you talking to?
It depends on it depends upon the quality of the wagon that you're trying, because a buggy isn't going to fit everybody. So it depends upon the quality of the wagon. You're trying to get a good quality wagon, you're looking at about 135. If you're trying to get something that's just serviceable, you're looking at somewhere between 50 to 100. You yourself only have about $15 total on you.
Okay. All right. So I get the information and go back and talk to. Oh, how much is a horse running, as an example?
Horses. I don't remember offhand. Let's see.
Of course, of course. And how many horses does it take to run the wagon?
2.
Depends on the horse.
So you're looking at about $50 for a horse, and this type of wagon. Given everybody you're putting in it, you're probably going to need 2.
2 wagons or 2
no,
horses?
2 horses.
Okay.
Yep. So anyhow,
So we need like $200.
Can we just walk 4 miles? Oh, not with your luggage. Ooh.
And she like shows her the shoes that she's wearing.
Oh no.
They're like fancy lace-up boots with a
Well, you
heel.
should see it in my room.
Oh.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
walking those.
just kind of scoping it out, Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
And what the concierge, I can't even talk anymore. What the individual talked, Sergi, about. Does it seem like we're meant to stay in the town?
Nope, he didn't allude to that at all.
Okay.
The concierge actually said that y'all could go and stay at the ranch.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Unless he means we're going west.
So he would look around. Did Mrs. Sargent know the brand for her ranch? Is that part of what she retains as in knowledge?
She probably would, but obviously Ghost doesn't know what it is.
Okay.
Wouldn't she have ranch hands that would come and get her?
These are all great questions, but you lack the appropriate technology to summon them or knowledge.
Maybe
quote unquote in character
Sergey
knowledge.
can
But
Sergey
they're
can
all
give us
they're all again they're all great questions.
directions.
Okay. So what time of day is it?
Sergey has already left. It is about 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning. I could walk 4 miles in about 4 hours, correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
In 2 hours.
yeah, 2 hours.
so I could walk with Miss Sargent to the ranch and make arrangements for the rest to come to the ranch, correct?
Or you could send somebody on a horse to alert her ranch hands that she's here and she's awaiting pickup.
Yeah, good luck with that. They don't have that service.
What, sending somebody on a horse?
Money
Sure, you can do that.
talks.
Yeah.
Money talks, yeah.
I'm sure you can find another vagrant that has a horse that would be more than willing to run out to the ranch for a couple of
Actually,
You know what?
pennies.
Sam's gonna kind of shuffle around in her dress and like pull out the money surreptitiously
Okay.
and like give it a count.
Okay. You actually have $100 on you.
Yeah, let's save our money, not buy a wagon or a horse. Send somebody out to her ranch.
I'm gonna walk outside and see like if anybody's standing out there.
Sure. Give me a keep trying to say like wits and perception. Give me an intelligence and awareness notice check.
Like, seriously, can someone not give me some dollars so I can give it to him so he can give me a bottle of booze?
Skulls looks over to the bartender and is like, how much for a shot of that corn whiskey I had last night?
And he says, corn liquor?
Yeah, that's the stuff.
That's just a quarter.
Give this man 2, and he
In
goes and
fact,
pulls
no.
out like
A quarter would be like the bottle at that point.
okay. If it's
I'll take 2.
so he's like, you know what? He'll have the bottle, and he goes ahead and fishes like a quarter out of what he's got and puts it on the bar.
Okay. And so he kind of like looks. He doesn't quite understand why you're giving the vagrant, alcohol, and he says, well, Mr. Browning should probably drink that outside.
Fair enough. He'll be my drinking companion outside.
Do you have a hose for him?
We'll find a horse trough.
That's exactly what they would use back then. And Callie, what'd you get?
14.
14. So you're like the walk out front as they're resolving the drinking and whatnot and looking around. And you see a guy crossing over the street towards you.
I'll flag him down. Excuse me. Hey, that's really now go to like, hey you, yeah you.
Hey you. Yeah. So he comes walking up. He's got a cowboy hat and kind of takes it off real quick and sets it on his chest and he says, "Miss Sargent, I didn't realize you were getting into town already."
And apparently, neither did anybody at the ranch. Can you find out what's taking them so long? I thought I sent a piece of paper telling them when I'd be here.
He says, "Oh, we weren't expecting you for another day."
Well, stagecoach was fast.
Huh.
The horses were sturdy.
Okay. Well, why don't you just wait here then? I'll go right on to the ranch and go let them know.
Oh, and prep for guests. 5 other 6 guests.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll let your butler know.
All right.
Ranchers have butlers?
Rich ones.
It's fancy.
I'm gonna walk
Range
back
war.
inside. All right, so I talked to some dude with a hat.
The boy just shakes his head.
He's gonna, dude. If this was anything else, I mean, I'd be in the middle of a war right now. I'd be way happier. He's gonna go tell some people that there's some people. I told him we're having guests.
Oh.
Maybe just burn this whole town down. I don't know. Let's just wait and see.
Maybe I should go pack.
No,
You know what?
don't worry about it. We can always get back once we figure out where it is.
Well, while we're waiting, why don't we get you into something different? Help me.
Yeah, because
take
she's
my
been
cases-
standing here like this the entire time.
Help me take my cases over, and let's see what's inside them. So, we'll go to her room with my suitcases.
Okay. Dragging them up, upstairs, and you end up.
Is it upstairs?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just take one suitcase.
Sure. So as you are taking one upstairs, a woman follows you. And she's the madam of the women here. And she, as you go walking in, and she says, "Excuse me, ma'am, miss. What business do you have here with I'm getting to say Mildred, Mabel?"
I'm her new lady in waiting.
I'm gonna yell at the the one that seems like they're trying to stop them and be like, "Hey, I want to buy somebody."
And Sam just looks down at her like, what?
Distracting her. Yo.
And
Right on.
We won't be but a minute.
Yeah, I quit.
So lots of distractions. She says, "You can quit when you pay the $10 that you owe."
Well, you can just keep whatever's in my room.
I supplied what was in your room.
Well, then you can have whatever money you gave me.
That's kind of hard because you haven't earned it back. So I
She's
say
just gonna look at
again,
Sam.
So I say again, miss, what business do you have with this woman who has not recouped any of her losses?
Sam will pull out $10 from her pocket
Okay.
and hand it out to the lady with a very cold look.
So she scoops it up at that point then. And she says, then I want you out in 5 minutes.
Oh, don't worry.
She takes it and kind of pockets it and walks away.
You see, Skulls? This is going to be
So
a wonderful
she's
vacation for
she's
us.
gonna take Sam into the room. Why
Okay.
couldn't they pick something else for us?
I have no idea.
Oh
I
my
have no
god,
idea.
this is like my worst nightmare.
You know what? It's not so bad. I've been there.
Yeah,
All right,
you
let's
were
get you
me.
into something else.
Do you think
Yeah.
driving a horse is like driving a car? Would I be good at it?
The more just looks at her and goes, no.
So, Jerome, what's in my suitcase?
Based on your attempts at writing other things, the answer is no.
I have amazing reflexes.
So
I
We're not
know.
going there.
So Sam,
We're not going there.
So Sam, your all the clothing in here is all like really nice, nice dresses and outfits and coats that go with it, matching.
Like nicer
corsets.
than what I'm wearing, like evening wear, or like?
No, what you're wearing right now is about appropriate for what's in this particular chest.
Okay.
So no pants.
No, there are no pants in here whatsoever.
Yeah.
Guess not. Guess not. Look, I think.
Do
So
I have to
she'll pull something out and kind of hold it up to.
Do I have to
Octavia,
wear a corset?
and she'll look at her and look at the dress, and then she'll say, "I think if you want to fit into this, you're going to have to. It looks like it's tailored."
No,
I
no.
threw mine out the window.
Is that the only one you have?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, you threw it out the window.
Yeah.
She's gonna poke her head out and say, "Amori, where's that corset?"
When Rory's twirling around on his fingers because he's bored out of his mind.
She's gonna run down the stairs and grab it.
Okay.
Hey, Amori, do you want some catharsis?
Oh no, I'm sure I'll get all I need by just sitting here as the escort for the lovely Miss Sargent.
No, I was going to say, toss me into the trough over there.
Dude,
I'm
what makes
going
you think
to
I'm
enjoy
gonna-
every minute of this. You guys should too.
I'm sure you can put yourself in the trough and we'll all go, you smell much better.
So
He'll
Sam's gonna.
hand the bottle off the dock, and then he'll jump into the horse trough.
Oh, okay.
Sam has never tried a corset, but she's gonna. But between them, they'll have to figure it out.
Sure. Yeah.
Hopefully,
Again,
it doesn't take too much longer than
not going
5
to.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for it or anything. You guys do figure it out eventually.
Get her into the dress.
I can't breathe.
Just deal with it. Maybe act a little grateful that you're starting a new life. You'll make more friends that way.
I just have you guys. That's enough.
It might not be. It might not be.
The thing is tight.
No.
She's
Sorry.
she's gonna try to go down the steps as graceful as she can, since she's never really worn a dress before.
Okay. Well, then
It's
why
not,
don't you
not
why don't
something
you
like this.
Why don't you give me a reflex and athletics check?
They need to be in Discord, not the other one. I was like, where's our thing? And that's /R for this one, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, 7, 14. Reflex in athletics.
Yep.
14. 16.
Alrighty. So you take it easy at first, and then with a little bit more confidence, walk your way back down the stairs in this new outfit. Passing some time away at this point, since you're out of that room without much, without it being a big deal. Stolas, of course, gets himself dunked in the water to try and clean himself off. Now he smells a little swampy, but better than before. Then eventually, you end up seeing a wagon come in with 2 horses.
Sam will lean over to Stolas and say, if anyone gives you trouble, tell him I've hired you for odd jobs.
Gotcha. Oh, Doc has the bottle, so.
Oh, right. Yeah, here's that back.
So at this point, the one ranch hand, climbs off the wagon. Things are getting a little bit busier here in town now, since it's getting closer to the afternoon. It's about 10 at this point. And he comes walking in looking for Ghost. And of course he takes his hat off and lays it against his chest. And he says, we got the wagon, ma'am, and we've already got things working for, I guess, your guests. So everything should be ready by the time we get there.
Sounds great. All right, everyone, let's go visit. Please welcome to my home.
Don't mind if I do. Skulls gets in the wagon.
So everybody climbs on board,
Yes.
Including the 3 cases of clothing.
Please. We might need these.
And
we want to pull a Mulan later.
And
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry, do a what?
Pull a Mulan.
Oh, okay. Be a man.
We might have to dress Justin up.
So you load up into the wagon and you kind of head off, down the road. Again, doesn't take terribly long since you're going by horse-driven cart. It's a bit bumpy, obviously, because there's like no shocks on this thing. But you get to the ranch house, and the ranch house itself, sits on one side. It's got a barn that has several stalls in it. I should say there's a section that has stalls in it. Then there's a separate barn on top of that, where like hay and all the other stuff is kept. And then there is a smaller home set back a little ways where some of the help stays.
How big does the main house look? Like big? Like is it big, unnaturally big, or is it?
That's okay. It's one story, but it's wide. It's wide and long. Yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't look like Yellowstone's house.
I've never watched Yellowstone, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's big.
All right, welcome to my humble abode.
Nice place.
Okay, I need to see what else is in these suitcases.
I guess your room. I don't know what they set up, but they said they're starting to set up for guests. So
yeah, and you see the ranch or ranch hands at this point taking care of the grounds. She must have something like 20 people in her employ or something. You see just people kind of going around doing their thing, taking care of the animals. You've got people like restocking the stalls to make sure that there's food available for the horses and plenty of water. There's a well not too far away. It's a nice looking spread.
Yeah, let's get all our things inside and then figure out what we're doing here, I guess, right?
Yeah, prepaid plan, which means it's probably not going to end before the timer camera goes off, which seems really strange. You think he'd be able to end it early. I don't know, can you fake like a asthma attack? Does that do? Maybe not. Huh.
I mean, we obviously didn't choose to come here. I don't remember doing that. Any of you?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's like
Amori would speculate that we found the location and we weren't careful enough when we went inside and wound up here. That would be my educated guess.
If we could find a computer somewhere, I can plug in my my video recording and play it back, see what
or we
happened.
could just have short-term amnesia because we're here.
Oh, speaking
were
of
probably
which,
drugged.
Skulls, you're currently chipped for gambling ×3.
Oh boy. Okay.
I would be interested in checking my reflexes.
Yeah,
I was going to say, am I chipped for horseback riding?
Can
Negative.
when you're chipped, can you is there like a menu to see what all you've got?
Yeah.
Do any of the rest of us have anything different?
No.
I'll take a look. I want to access my chips.
Yeah, you guys don't have anything. You don't see anything missing. You don't see anything added.
Okay.
So a
I can
servant
still fly a gyroscope.
comes up to Ghost and
That'll come in handy.
he says, and he's actually dressed very very nicely, much like a wait staff would actually be. And he says, "Ma'am, would you or your guests like anything to drink?"
Drink and
Yes.
eat. We're starving. It's been a long trip.
We don't have anything prepared immediately, but I do believe we have some fruit available, and I think we could perhaps make some sandwiches.
No, we could just do drinks for now. We'll wait for food to get cooked up.
Okay.
If we get started
Very
on
good,
that
then.
now, then we can eat some real food.
Very well. We will bring some. We will bring some drinks around momentarily.
You know what's going
Sam?
to be really bad about this is that if this tastes really good, you're going to hate real life.
All right.
Am I actually getting liquored up?
I don't know. Were you attempting to get drunk?
No, not. He wasn't attempting to get drunk. I'm just wondering if it's actually liquor or if
Yes.
it's Okay,
Oh yeah, it is legit liquor. Yeah.
that's what I was curious. He's not
Oh.
going to get toasted, but he's going to keep a buzz going.
Okay.
Also, get this gentleman some clothes.
Oh, right away, ma'am.
Come on, I'm wearing boots, a pair of pants, and a shirt.
We'll just
and
get used to
yeah,
it.
your servant is. Shall we take his clothing out back and shoot it?
Yes. Throw in the burn pile.
Very well. And
Wait. Do you have the ability to make a hot tub of water?
We would have to heat the water. Yes.
How long would that take?
I would imagine it would be maybe 15 minutes, roughly.
Take your time, because he wants to go in it and remove some more of the smell.
And so he looks to Ghost, for the approval.
Yeah, it's a bath and clean clothes.
So he takes the bottle from Stolas, sets it down, on a table in the living room right there, and he says, "Come along, sir."
Next time, one of you get to wake up in the horse shit. All right, come on, let's go, Jeeves.
I won't drink it while you're gone.
I will. Skulls goes ahead. He takes a swig.
Anyone else want to see what secrets I'm packing with me?
If it's more corsets, I'm gonna laugh. But yeah, let's open these up.
Go for it.
All right. So we'll just find wherever they took the suitcases and start going through them.
Okay.
Petticoat Junction.
I hope it's not just clothes, but we'll see. I mean, my thought is, if I'm trying to start my own business, I have no idea what business that is. So maybe there are clues in here. Maybe I have some kind of expertise or something.
Maybe there's a real reason you hired Octavia.
Right. I have no idea.
So you end up going through. It is mostly clothes. There, obviously quite a bit.
Maybe we
you
can
do
sell
have,
the clothes.
You do have some china that was in the third trunk.
Of course.
So basically silverware.
Only the most important things.
Right. It's your industrial strength hair dryer, and you can't live without it.
Oh.
This isn't Sophie.
No, no, that was from Spaceballs.
Yeah,
Oh.
I said,
Yes.
take only what you need to survive. It's my industrial strength hair dryer, and I can't live without it. So, but you do end up finding some paperwork in the third one as well.
Kind of paperwork.
Stocks,
Yep.
There you go.
which stocks back then were actually like paper and I mean they actually looked very decorative and whatnot.
Yep.
So basically investments that I could cash out at some point.
Correct.
Um,
You actually have what appear to be 10 shares of Union Pacific stock
Ooh.
issued by Credit Mobilier.
okay. Still no clues as to what kind of business I'm supposed to be
Correct.
starting.
Huh.
Okay.
You got investments there, huh?
And so at this point, Stolas is
Looks like
being is placed in a hot tub to clean. He is given like an actual bar of soap. As well as like, a little scrubby brush and some towels to dry off with. Eventually he's given some clothing to change into, but none of the servants are going to wash him. They're servants, but they're not that serve.
Maybe you were supposed to find your own like niche.
And as you guys, at this point, drinks, of course, were brought for the rest of you
Suppose.
by ghost servants, and out from another doorway walks Sergey.
Ah, man of the hour.
I was just thinking about this guy.
And he says, "Oh, good. It would seem that you've managed to find your way here, safe and sound."
Yep, no bandits.
That's good. They were they do randomly spawn from time to time.
Oh, right.
Yes.
He says, you are in what is designated as a safe zone, which was actually added to Miss Sargent's package. This means that most of the NPCs here do not monitor your activity, and you are free to discuss as you will in a more safe environment. However, should you draw attention to this location, it, again, as actions beget reactions, it could quickly become unsafe.
Okay.
Okay, so the NPCs here will turn a blind eye to us talking about everyday things.
Mostly, yes. Mother does not tend to monitor the safe zones. That was ingrained in the contracts in which you signed.
Whose mother?
Oh, yes. It would seem that you were unaware of our facilities, given how you were brought in. Mother is technically World Core version 1.
I knew it.
It's an AI.
Yep. Cool, guys, we found the place. That's pretty awesome. Go us.
Sergey, how were we brought in?
I'm not quite at liberty to say. I don't know the full details. I only know that you are the first visitors we have had here in quite some time. And it was I that programmed you with your packages.
I
Regretfully,
see.
they were done hastily, given the circumstances.
Well, thank you.
I managed to guide you here, as this is the easier zone of the fall.
Thank you for your work on our behalf.
You just call us noobs.
Is there any kind of a an objective or like hint that
Blink twice if you're being
Give
held
us-
captive.
Oh my.
This AI subject to to another AI and wants to break free? Like, is this what's going on?
we're not sure exactly how to proceed from here.
I've never played one of these before.
Well, so he
Need a tutorial.
Tutorial.
Right. So he shrugs with that, and he says, "Unfortunately, there isn't much there that I can assist you with outside of explaining to you that this is a lived experience. It might help if I knew what your pretenses for coming here were, because clearly you were not brought in under the regular circumstances."
Well, it seems we've experienced some temporary.
We're
temporary amnesia.
We're
I mean, if I
potential-
could examine us, but I can't.
we're potential investors in the company.
So he's like, potential investors.
We
Right.
wanted to see the product firsthand before committing anything.
That might be a good cover story for anyone outside of WorldCore, but that wouldn't fly here. We have lost contact with our parent company, so we know that that is not the case.
The more we just kind of look at him and go, yeah, everyone in the parent company is deceased.
That is regrettable.
Hence, wanting to know more about this product to see if it's something that needs to be picked up again.
So he says, I can tell your serotonin levels are dipping and fluctuating, and your heart palpitations would indicate that that was not exactly truthful.
The more he just kind of looks at Sam and goes, shakes his head, and
Lie detector.
They can monitor everything.
yep. He said, and more he just goes, we were sent to scout the location in an attempt to determine if the location was something that could be restored to functionality.
And so he looks around and he says, clearly it is quite functionality.
Yes, clearly it is. Unfortunately for you and those here, when your parent company was removed from the corporate chessboard, this was lost. We only came across this by scrounging through a deceased member of the corporation.
Interesting. So then that would make you a type of scavenger?
Not scavenger. We do a lot of retrieval work. Don't get me wrong, we've scavenged a couple vehicles, but it's not our forte. We're much more in recovery and a little bit of exploitation, being honest.
Very well then, since you are our first guests here in quite some time. Let me explain the situation that you are currently in. Mother, who is also known as the WorldCore version 1, is the central brain of the whole product. She monitors all 4 parks. Originally designed, she monitored all 4 parks, monitored all of the program and robotic activity and all of the other individuals that you see within the environments. Her mind has since fractured.
Oh,
This, of course, was due in no small part to the monotony of having nothing going on and lack of contact with the parent company. I am only aware of this because I am an independent program and robot. My designation is Charlie Hotel 1, Mike 3, Romeo 4.
Chimera.
Affectionately so, yes. I am the concierge of all four parks. Ergo, you can call upon me in anywhere within the park that you may roam.
So this park is western. What are the other three?
The other three, the other two are completed. There is one that was never quite finished, but the other park was Mesozoic Park.
oh no.
What does that mean?
Dinosaurs. That's what it means.
He says that was all the fun of jungle life within the confines of a park and prehistoric life forms. He says there is Empire Park, which is set in a Roman era where Rome is at war with the Germanic tribes.
I
That
pass.
way more fun. What?
And then he says there is Spy Hunter Park, which would have been our crowning achievement, but it is sadly unfinished. A Cold War era Europe that was specifically designed for those who have a spy at heart.
So shoot everybody.
Ergo,
Because they're
James
all...
Bond and the Saint.
That's very interesting. How finished was that last one?
Spy Hunter Park? It was mostly finished. I will state that Madame Cousteau, however, is still very active within that park. She is one of the personality breaks from Mother.
Madame Cousteau. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have a question for you, and I don't know if you can answer it. If other individuals could be brought to the park and brought through it in a steady stream, what do you think would happen to the personalities?
I am not a psychologist, and I lack the programming capabilities to make those appropriate estimations. However, I will say this. Each of the parks and their psyches have distinct personality types now. As I have monitored Mesozoic Park, Julius seems to thrive on the chaotic nature of the park, and he in particularly likes to enjoy seeing his prey stalked and hunting down. Blackwater, where you currently find yourself, is run by Enoya. She likes to see everything running in a proper fashion, and she does not like guests attempting to thwart her original programming too much.
Okay.
So play along.
Within
There goes
reason,
my idea
yes.
of burning the town down.
Within reason, of course. She and like Mother have we're all under the impression that we should still be obeying the prime directives, and that is there should be some fluidity to your contracts and characters. But one of the guests thought it would be a good idea to be, I believe, what you call a murder hobo.
Oh.
He was not found, and that was a scandal the company quietly covered up.
He was lost in the program.
I'm certain he's buried somewhere around here.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Are we truly physically in the
Oh,
program?
yes. Excellent question. If you have not noted yet, that is something that has been updated. Your firearms are real, as are the ammunition that you shoot, as well as shot at you. Death here is legitimate death.
Okay.
That was not originally a part of the programming, but once things went little googly, that was one of the first things that changed.
And you can't tell us how long the contract is for.
There is no time duration to the contract.
Is there's no achievement that we're meant to reach?
Not to my knowledge, no.
That actually makes sense because there's no real intent to release us. This is a stimulus for the programs that keeps everyone sane and functional, which, okay. That's why I raised the question of what would happen if there were a steady supply of guests.
At this point in time, I do not believe that would be healthy for anyone involved.
Okay. Yeah, I get that part with the murder aspect still in there.
So Mother's gonna like me if I just keep getting drunk and passing out in the middle of the street.
Mother, I don't think would care. Anoya would see that you are probably obeying the programming and not really take much care.
But you might not make it out if you continue that way.
Well, if we have to play our parts, we have to play our parts.
But there's playing them and playing them well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not a social person, and I mean, I just got my lung out, like what, not even a week ago. It's really hard to care to play this person. I mean, give me a gun, I guess. Oh, I wonder if I have a gun.
We could
I have
say
a
that
rifle.
you're mourning.
Well, I'm a rancher. Oh, I'm so sad I can't social. And I can't use army terms. Yeah, this is gonna be hard.
So, Sergey, for the Western Park, where is Anoya? Is she actually like in a place we can go to?
That would be World War One, and yes, that is illegal. However, it is against the park's terms and would, at this point, likely cause your termination.
Go figure.
Regretfully, however, I do not see much of a choice for you or your party.
Okay. Huh. Well, any of you have any clues, any quests that you were given? I just gamble, apparently.
I have a bad guy to arrest.
That's somewhere to start.
Okay, that's a goal.
I have some money and a lot of clothes.
Red Brian Bowden, $100.
I was supposed to greet the guests and work to pay back my debt.
Well, now you work for me, whatever that means.
Your debt's been paid, so that's a zero sum. Stolas is doing what he does. I have a contract. Sam has a business. We have
Someone's got a jar of dirt.
Rancher Ghost, which I'm assuming since you were involved in a range war, something along those lines is going to raise its ugly head.
Oh.
Maybe
Oh,
the
that's gonna make
bandits.
you happy.
Yeah.
You get to shoot something.
And Doc, of course, that's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah,
Is he-
sure.
Is he actually a doctor here?
No, I'm
He's
a
got-
gambler. In fact, I'm chipped with the gambling skill.
Yes, but are your other skills diminished?
I don't think so, but I was given this extra, I guess, for my role.
Well, that means, you'll be gambling with our lives if we get shot, so it makes sense.
Hmm.
Go with that. Sure.
That's not alarming at all.
Well, considering the time period we're in, yeah. It's a gamble. Someone works on you.
Yeah.
So have
Oh,
you
man.
figured out?
We're gonna have to go through
What?
all of them.
Have you figured out where in time we are?
Yeah.
1880
1878.
something.
You are
1878.
this particular park is in the 1880s.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, we will drink and eat and rest for the night, and then we should resume our adventures to reach their glorious climax while being overwatched by our lovely benefactor.
And not being murder hobos.
That too.
Right.
Is the murder hobo who you're looking for?
Could be.
Sergey
Could-
says no.
Oh, if the murder hobo is already
it-
deceased.
Yes, he was a guest for one of our beta tests, and he
Would
never
that-
made it out.
Would that be the gentleman that we found? I don't know
No.
how many days it's been.
That guy was a transporter. He brought the guests.
He was an employee.
Yeah, but he was hooked up to something that
Right.
killed him.
Right.
Sergey, can someone access this program remotely?
No, you have to be on site to do such a thing. Everything is hardlined here specifically for security.
See.
Okay. We're in the game. We got to play it. We play it well. Maybe we get out.
Or they like us too much and keep us.
Yeah.
Or they like us so much they're willing to talk to us one-on-one. I mean, it sounds like this AI is having like a psychotic break, like a person could, because they were just crazy with no interaction. So if we can befriend them and like have a good time and put on a good show, I guess, maybe that'll be worth something.
So I guess I need to find some kind of a business.
So he
prospect.
kind of thinks and he says, that might work, at least for Anoia.
Let's start.
Yep. Got to start. Anyhow.
Okay.
Is she going to be upset because I left the saloon?
It's weird that
Is-
we're like having conversations with a computer.
This whole thing is weird. I think we just have to embrace the weird and just kind of take that word and put it aside. This has all got to be normal at this point. We just got to trudge on through.
I never
Because
had
these
history
bullets
lessons.
are real, apparently.
Consider our normal. This is a chill environment. I don't
Maury
have
wasn't
to
gonna
worry
say
about
that.
some booster running across the street and throwing things at me.
That's a good point. It's nice to have an actual safe zone. Like, if we're just here, we're safe. That's not bad, actually.
I mean, we don't have to worry about artillery. Well, at least easily moved artillery. What's the
You
worst
still
we
have
have around here? 6 shooters?
Bullets.
Maybe rifles?
Cannon?
We're not dealing with laser beams, guys.
Yeah, he
Don't
Right.
get into any duels in the middle of the street and you'll be fine.
he says the military is equipped with with cannons and Gatling guns.
Is there a military outpost nearby?
There is, yes.
Of course.
But Sergey, I'm going to be safe. It's going to assume that they're going to follow the programming, and they're not just going to lift up the cannons with their hands and move them. They're going to move them by horse and
Of
buggy,
course.
right?
Yes.
So even if they do begin to deploy those, we still have some time to run away.
I mean, if they come after, let's not like make enemies of the local military, obviously. But I mean,
I'm just saying. Someone has to start a business. Someone has to be an assistant to the person starting the business. Someone has to ranch. Someone has to be the consul after the ranch has been started. You've got to look after people, so no change, so you don't get to go on vacation. And I've got to be a drunk around town, falling into piles of shit every now and then. I mean, can't we just take a vacation from being us?
what's happening to Sergey?
Yes.
What's happening to our physical bodies if we're connected to this program right now?
So he reaches out and touches you and you feel it. You are here, which is why bullets will affect you.
So this is all real.
These
So we're in an
are
actual
robots.
No.
location.
Yes,
Huh.
this was to be Adrip Robotics' crowning achievement.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're saying that we're actually physically here?
I guess so.
That's what I was saying.
That is
Okay.
correct, yes.
No one believes the town drunk.
What's
How are
the,
How are you
what's
monitoring
the-
the serotonin levels?
I am physically here, at least in this particular unit.
It's all in
What
the walls.
cyberware do you have in you, Doc?
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
what's the boundary of this park?
Oh, I mean, he lists that off. He says, I would avoid pushing the boundaries of the park. But
Is it just the city itself?
no, there is a free range for quite a while in a circumference of this location. It is a complete park unto itself. There is Blackwater specifically, and there are two other small villages not far from you. There, of course,
And
is
is
the military fort, and then, of course, there is the river not far away as well.
And is there a physical barrier, or how do we know when we're getting close to the edge?
There are physical barriers. They will not look like it, however. So you will, if you continue to walk or ride, you will likely run into it.
Minefield, gotcha.
Ah, yeah, probably.
Okay. So stick close to town.
At least y'all will get me off the cocaine.
Oh,
And on to
yeah.
corn liquor.
He said, yeah, and so he says, if there are vices that you are interested in, of course, there is the Chinese opium dens within town.
You had to tell him?
Please don't
Sergey.
kill him.
No, I'm not into opium. I like something that keeps me flying, not pull me down. Yes, I get the irony of me drinking while saying that.
He'll take what he can get, apparently.
He says, well, with that being said, I apologize. My programming is to, my initial programming, I should say, is to serve and attempt to provide for those vices. And he looks over at Octavia.
What?
Ferret. I was like, oh my god, what is that?
Yep.
I do have one, but
And at this point, the servants are they're bringing up you actually smell meat, and they're bringing up steak and potatoes.
Sugar,
Wow.
I do need one thing from you.
And what is that?
A guitar.
I believe the ranch has one available.
Excellent. That means at least while I'm here, I can pay for my booze and I don't have to entirely be a vagrant. I can at least add to the programming, as you could say.
That is
Wait,
an
is
Character
that-
growth.
Is that real meat that I'm smelling?
Yes, it is.
How?
Well, in addition to programming and automation, the the park has its own nursery.
So
I
Maurice,
imagine it has a ranch to go along with it too.
People would pay to come here for that alone.
Precisely.
I'm going to sit down and eat.
Right. This is, of course, for the extraordinarily rich. Wow. Okay.
What do they say when in Rome?
It's not all bad.
Real meat. Let's dig in.
He says, I will leave you to that. I will leave you to this. If I encounter any changes or anything I need to alert you, I will seek you out here in your automated safe zone.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Zergey. Don't be a stranger.
Do enjoy and try to stay out of trouble.
I do my best not to get arrested.
And he goes walking off, back outside of the ranch.
Well, that was illuminating.
So this is real.
So
Like
this is
real,
what
real.
This is what real
That's-
stuff tastes like.
That's what I said back there. Like, we were chasing a robotics company, and they have a robotic park, which what we were expecting. We should have expected this.
Yeah, but robots, not.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I
because
mean-
I'm not as high because I'm coming down. But I expected robots.
Well,
I'm really interested in at what point we got gassed.
yeah.
Or-
I don't remember that happening.
It wouldn't have been
Is
gassed
anyone-
because I would have been.
I don't even remember
immune.
going to the park. Last
I
thing I
mean-
remember, I was in the garage with Vision teaching him how to take care of his new baby.
Yeah, unless they can do something
has
that
a new
messes with
baby?
our short-term memory.
No, the new car, which we probably drove here in.
Oh, right, of course. Of course.
So you dig in. There is obviously some sauce available to you, which is also homegrown because it's not like they sold that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got that, a version of a steak sauce with steak and potatoes. And it is well, I mean, you guys haven't had actual meat like that. You've had scop, and kibble and whatnot. But what you're eating right now tastes way better.
Even better than the
Where the rich
javelina.
live?
Oh yeah, this tastes better than javelina.
Mm,
I was gonna say javelina's real meat.
Well,
One
yeah,
thing-
but it's gamey.
One can get used to this.
Maybe we can. Maybe they want to sell. Go into business with Sam exporting beef.
Hmm. Are there
Yeah, what
actual?
kind
Is
of-
there livestock? I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, what kind of ranch?
I'm
do you
gonna go
have?
look out the window.
Yeah, you have livestock out there. It was a ranch war after all.
Like a lot of cows.
Yep, cows on the grain.
And there's a train station. So legitimately the ranch could export beef.
I mean, you might already.
Yeah, the game doesn't need the real food to move around. It needs to play the game. So we need her to have a
Maybe.
business in town somehow.
Yeah, I think a cattle business would involve a lot more moving parts than we can afford to do from where we are.
well, you've got shares of stock in that one company, right?
The railroad.
Right. So then you could use that somehow. I'm sure. You could cash that in and get money, or you trade that for something, or you find out how much of the company you control. Is that a lot of stock? I don't even know.
Did he
Yeah.
say what? Did he say what kind of business you were supposed to start?
Nope.
You're just starting one.
Do,
I think that's
do
part of
they
the
have?
lived experience.
Wait.
Right.
Her skill is a reporter.
Newspaper.
Would she
Newspaper?
set up
Start a
the
newspaper.
the newspaper business?
Oh, that's
Sound big
not
enough for a newspaper?
That's
I
not a
mean,
bad idea.
Mhm.
There you go. Yeah, that works.
I need a printing press.
Well, you got the stock to buy it.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
You ladies, you might also want to see if there's a bank in town.
I'm sure there is.
Yes. Don't suppose I want to be carrying this in my lady pockets too much
I mean-
longer,
Right.
just in case.
I mean, most cities do have banks.
Yep.
Boy, I wish I would have paid attention to history.
I didn't even get history. I was too busy scraping boats.
Yeah.
Sailing
We also
to
gotta-
seven
We-
seas.
We also got to remember if we're leaving this place, we're not safe. So nobody travels alone. Everyone travels with at least one other person with a gun.
Ocho, you're with me.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to be together for a while.
I'm fine with that.
I call dibs on Doc.
Of
And
course
we all-
you do.
And what about Vision?
You can ride with me in the ranch woman.
Yeah. I'm gonna ride a horse. I want to go try to ride a horse. Wait,
Okay.
so those are real horses?
I might
Those are like
actually
legit
need-
horses? Like, crap, I'm gonna go look.
I
I might
Dude,
legitimately
that looks
need Doc
terrifying.
in the next, depending on how long this takes, I might legitimately need him to help me with
your liver.
coming down.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have that stuff soon, you're definitely going to go through withdrawals. Unless there's a
I
replacement
would
here,
say-
which I doubt.
Well, there's opium, but I would say he doesn't leave the ranch for a while.
Well, no, he can. And when it starts getting bad, there's got to be some sort of med. Like, you can't kill your
Oh, no, you can.
customers. No, I mean, like, if you break the story, but if you're on something and you don't have access to it, they've got to have some sort of medical
I don't
something,
think the
right?
game. I don't think the game
You've never
cares.
detoxed, have you?
No.
Yeah. There is no magic fix. The Narcan takes the edge off, but you're still going through the DTs.
And I
It's
don't
going
think
to
they
suck.
had anything for detoxing in this time period.
In the morning, I could go back into town and see what they have at the general store. Maybe, who's the doctor? Is that like the barber this time period? They did it a weird way back then, I think. I'll look around
the
town and see what
doctor.
stuff. No, my name's just Doc. Roscoe, I'm a gambler. Again, I'm not the literal doctor here. That's not my, like, character here.
Why would you call a gambler a doc?
I don't know.
Why would you call a big man tiny? It's just a name. I don't know.
Maybe
No,
you
the-
doctor
the-
your cards.
You can be a gambler and be a doctor. I'm
I
a
mean-
rock musician, but I'm also a druggie.
I mean, look, clearly I'm a med tech, and I will help you. I just have to go into town in the morning and see what they've got. See if there's anything that can help you get through what you're going to be going through within the next probably 24 hours. It's not going to take that long.
So after
Now-
you guys get done with your discussion and the food, and speaking of which, it's also served with warm bread, which of course is freshly made.
Sam is
so-
making embarrassing, obscene noises. That exist.
Everything like right up to her
Seriously.
face, like it's this yum 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 yum.
Yeah.
Any booster would love this place as a vacation. You only have to worry about certain people killing you, not everybody.
And so what you can tell, because you have a kind of a keen eye to it, Skulls, is that the animals that are here, that are around, like the actual livestock that you're seeing, and like the horses and whatnot, those are all advanced robotics.
That's what I figured. Yeah, okay. So then looking at like some of the horses like move in certain ways and stuff, I'm going to be like, they repeat certain movements. They're not like all the animals here. They're robotic too. Wow. Adric really knew what they were doing. It looks pretty lifelike.
Does that mean we won't fall off?
It means it's gonna be advanced, and I mean, it's probably gonna act like a real horse, more or less.
So weird.
And that is where we're going to stop for the night, because it's been almost 3 hours of gameplay.
I have to admit, this was not what I expected when I came back, Jerome.
Right.
We're in Westworld, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Westworld.
Yeah.
I was not going to say it,
Sort
but
of.
it's been on my mind the entire time.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
But I mean, when you think about it, even though Westworld as a TV show went off, basically it jumped the shark. After
It jumped the
season
shark.
2. Yeah, like quick. But that is a very cyberpunk, sci-fi-ish show.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
there are
Yeah,
elements in
very
there that I thought were kind of really dumb. Like I said, once it got towards the end of season 2, it jumped the shark, and it was just like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But at its core, what they were doing and some of the things that the guests would do, you know, or struggled with or whatnot, that fits perfectly within Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
It's the other parks, however, in this that are deviating way away from Westworld,
Right.
which you already picked up on hints from that as soon as I gave the names. You're just like, no.
Yeah.
So
There are things.
our next game is tomorrow, and that's going to be Cyberpunk at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter at and then on the 16th, which is this Saturday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're going to have Ashlamite Blood Ties. So I hope you guys were able to make it. Thank you all to everybody who kind of hung out with us and chatted. And we will catch you guys all again next time. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Hey.